Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. You guys, I literally almost
Tech
misinteracted as in the
difficulties.
middle of the intro. I was like, it's been a night. How are you?
I love how we went for the same hairstyle tonight.
We did, yeah, we did. That's
We went
fine.
for
This is my I don't have time for anything in my life hairstyle.
touche. Touche.
Even though I'm limited on like half the things in my life, but whatever.
Well, you may eliminate one or two, but then you add like 12 more. So
I do. I've got to fill the time. And you guys might notice that my background is different. I switched my office around. The desk that was over there is now here, and the couch that's there was over here. Fortunately, I have my son to help me move furniture because, bumfoot. But
yeah.
I love it. I feel so much better.
Back in your own space.
Back in my own space, back in my haven. This room just kind of became like, I was talking to Tom yesterday, and I'm like, it just sort of became a junk room. Like I would just drop stuff in here and be like, I'll deal with it later, like paranormal investigation equipment and, vendor stuff, like our tablecloths and signs and displays. Everything just kind of got hucked here in my office. And so I was always embarrassed to be on the show and be like, I'm going to sit and hide most of this. A lot of it was pushed out of like screen, so you couldn't see the worst
in a corner somewhere.
Yeah. So anyway, how are you, babe?
Good. Bernie is in full effect. Oh, geez.
Yay.
You can see the tail.
It's not a show without Bernie.
Yeah, things are good. We are.
Thanks, Jonathan.
Working quite a bit. We got I think we got like 5 inches of snow yesterday.
Oh, lucky. It was 72 degrees today.
Oh my God, it was 12 or 14.
January 30th. I am annoyed.
Oh, speaking of January 30th, it is Andrea's sister Chris's birthday.
I saw that.
Happy birthday, Chrissy.
Happy birthday. Yes, happy birthday.
Love her to death.
A lot of January birthdays.
There are a lot of January birthdays.
A lot of January birthdays.
I have to just say one more time, thank you to everybody who wished me happy birthday, who was part of the video. I was more than overwhelmed and best birthday ever. So thank you to all of you, especially to Carrie for putting all that together, because that was no small feat, getting in touch with all of those people. My gratitude knows no bounds. My friend.
You are very welcome, my love. I love to give unique gifts like that. And I'd love to give gifts that are personal and purposeful and that make people cry in the best way. So
nailed it.
After it was over, my mom was like, so did she cry? And I was like, she did. She was like, you're so weird that your goal is to make your friends cry.
I know. Hey, but for all the right reasons, because last year was tough for all of us, and all the good that I had the years before kind of came crashing down. But again, that perspective is important, and just
it is
taking it for what it is. And so to get that much love back was really, really amazing and meant a lot to me. So
that's fantastic. That's fantastic. That actually segues into our topic for tonight.
It does. Oh,
hello, Mrs. Kathy Smith.
Those who don't know, that's my mama, and that is her little brown dog named Elliot. We call him LBD. He's a little tiny thing.
LBD.
Little brown dog. Yeah.
Little LBD.
LBD. So Carrie and I we have a running list of topics. Let me rephrase. Carrie has a running list of topics. And we had one idea that we were going to discuss, and then which we're still going to discuss, but we're going to get there eventually. Yeah. But in light of the ginormous cluster that we all find ourselves in currently, and let me preface this: we are not getting into politics here. So let's not do that in the chat either. But we could not address the elephant in the room. And also, we want to come at it from the standpoint of the collective energy, right? And we'll get into that in a little bit.
Yeah.
So you and I discussed it. And then it's funny, I was talking to Andrea yesterday. She is also having the same discussion on her show tomorrow night.
That's awesome.
So I thought it was interesting timing. And I was like, okay, well, then we must be on the right track.
Yeah.
And I think she was giving me the parable, and this I'm totally stealing this from her show, and she gave me permission, so you guys will get to see this same story again.
It's magnificent. It's magnificent, and it should be shared multiple times because I think that helps people kind of like retain it more. It certainly helps me retain things more to just like hear it on repeat, and it's so beautiful that it doesn't ever get old.
It doesn't. And this is something I actually hadn't heard, but it's funny because having lived in Florida, this is something I used to do. But you know, kind of the gist of this for us is, I know for myself, I struggle with what to do with this. I'm not a political person. I am that way on purpose. I just don't, right? Energetically, it's not good for me. But I also realize that now is the time where those of us who kind of don't get involved, what can we do to navigate this collective energy that's so incredibly heavy for people? Obviously, some more than others. There are people who are rightly so terrified of what's next.
There's a lot of fear and worry and uncertainty in the world, and you don't necessarily like have to follow the news or watch the news or do anything like that. But for folks that are a little bit that just kind of vibrate on a higher frequency, you cannot not feel the shift in energy. And so Aaron's right. We don't want to get political in here. We all know what we're talking about. We all know. And I feel like we all either are being directly affected by the changes that are going on in the world, or we have people that we dearly love that are being affected. So whether, you know, even if we don't have either one of those things, you can just feel that the shift in the energy. Exactly. It's a weird feeling and it's strong. It's very palpable. Like I haven't left my house in a month except to go to 2 doctor's appointments, but I can feel it when I'm just scrolling through Facebook on my phone, or if I'm watching the news. Like I can feel that. Now I am an empath, so that's, you know,
it just magnifies it.
It just magnifies it, right? But to be able to just kind of like feel that coming through like my electronics and things like that, and talking with friends and family, it's
tough.
It's tough, and there has been a very noticeable shift in the last several weeks, few months, what have you. So we wanted to talk about it, and we want you guys to talk about it. Didn't you put in the thing that you want a full audience participation with this? Yeah.
We basically, and what we would kind of want to do is, you know, we want to talk about the energy, like what is the collective energy? What does that kind of look like for everyone? How does that feel for people differently? But then also ways to sort of navigate it. Like this is one of those situations where I feel like I stopped watching the news for a reason. I do keep up to date, whether, you know, checking, you know, the internet or whatever, or Andrea is usually my news feed. Sorry, Bernie is in full squeaking mode. I think I made that choice for a reason, because I know, like during COVID, that was my first real experience of that heavy collective energy, when a whole group of people are in an uproar, or they're scared, or they're angry. That creates kind of a disturbance in the force, for lack of a better word.
That is a beautiful way to put it. Yeah, for
you know, and it does affect you, right? Like it just, you know, some people will get sick, some people are just edgy, angry, sad, like you have your own feelings about the situation, but then you're also taking on the energy of, especially our country right now, but really all over the world, because there's just so much strife in general. So we wanted to kind of discuss that. And I was talking to Andrea yesterday, and I agreed, Jonathan.
Agreed. Yeah. I agree.
I was talking to Andrea, and I was like, the problem I'm having is how do we address this in a way that doesn't make it political, but also gets the point across and what we're trying to do here. And that's when she said to me, well, I'm there. Her show tomorrow is called Starfish Matters. So I'm going to put this up on the screen, and I'm going to read it to everybody, because this is kind of the crux of where we are. And Jesus, unless Bernie's going to spin me around.
Bernie's going to read it for us.
We did this for like an hour earlier, and it clearly wasn't enough. So this is called The Starfish Story. An old man was walking on the beach one morning after a storm. In the distance, he could see someone moving like a dancer. As he came closer, he saw that it was a young woman picking up starfish and gently throwing them back into the ocean. "Young lady, why are you throwing starfish into the ocean?" The sun is up and the tide is going out, and if I do not throw them in, they will die, she said. But young lady, do you not realize that there are many miles of beach and thousands of starfish? You cannot possibly make a difference. The young woman listened politely, then bent down, picked up another starfish, and threw it into the sea. It made a difference for that one. So what I love about that is we all need each other now more than ever. And this is something I used to do with the ocean. I mean, if I saw a critter, you put it back in the ocean, right? Helpless. Sure. Are there a bunch of them? Yes. But if you can make the difference for one person, that's when you start letting the light get in, right? Because it's too easy to let the darkness take over. And like as light workers, what is our best bet? We spread light. That's what we do. So let's have a discussion about collective energy, how we can kind of help each other through it. And just see kind of where that leads. And if we have time, we're going to get into chakras a little bit as well. I even pulled out my
oh Reiki. No, Cody and Satori are here.
Hello, friends. Pulled out my book for the chakra stuff tonight if we get there, which I'm sure we will. Cool. So that's kind of the
good
where
we've got a lot. Like we had so many topics for you guys, and we're like, because we were gonna do Akashic Records tonight, and then I got to thinking about it, and I'm like, that's a little deep and heavy. Maybe we should do something else. So then we were like, let's do chakras, and then it just sort of morphed into it's Tom got to say
we could no longer avoid.
It is tricky to navigate.
It is tricky to navigate. So I think in a time like this, it's so everybody's trying to like grasping at straws. Like, what can we do? Like, how do we navigate this? But I think the bigger picture is understanding what the collective energy of the planet is, you know, and if we squeaking really,
it's fine. It's really not as loud as it probably is for you.
Okay, good. Cause it's like right fine. Up in right there. Mary, oh, this is a good one. It's like when a cat has its back arched, but it hasn't attacked or run away yet. That kind of tension.
Oh God, that reminds me of my best friend's cat. I hate that kind of energy.
So I think from this energy person, when I started really experiencing the collective, one of the first things I learned how to do was to sit in it for a second and then try to figure out if it's mine.
Yeah.
Or if it's something else.
Mm-hmm.
Learning how to delineate between the two.
Yes.
And then, hi, Michelle. Love you.
I love her so much.
Me too. I have learned so much from that woman. Learning how to differentiate what's yours and what's not. I had to learn, you know, I think you probably do this too, going into Target, going to the grocery store, just leaving the house in general. You were fine 10 minutes later. You're not. You kind of become accustomed to navigating what's yours and what's not.
Yeah. And we talked about that at the start of the show, when we started the show back in August. Like, you sit with your own energy and get to know what that feels like for you. Mm-hmm. And that way you'll be better prepared to, like Aaron said, distinguish between what's your energy and what was that crabby old bitch at the bakery at the grocery store.
Right.
That kind of thing. So, but it's critical to know your own energy.
100% agree.
In everything.
And then this instance, it's, you know, it's hard enough to start navigating your own energy, but now we're in a time again, because it does see, I have to say about this energy thing, I've been very lucky. When I decided to move, I knew I wanted to move somewhere quiet. I've been living in St. Augustine, and albeit beautiful, was living in a condo. It's touristy. There's always lawnmowers going, motorcycles driving, sirens running. Like, it just, I want quiet. Like, I need that. We won't even get into cicadas, and that's the thing that Southerners deal with. And I never even
those are fun.
Right. But I figured out the more people that were on top of me, the harder time I had with whatever was going on in the world outside of my little safe space at home. And so I think in learning more about the collective energy and its effect on everyone and everything, because again, we do agree thoughts are things. Everything has an energetic frequency to it. There's a thing I noticed in Maine for me that's been so good is there's, like, I was outside the other night. There's no sound.
Yeah. Dead quiet.
Nothing. No bugs, no cars, no lights. Except what's on the house.
Even when it's not snowing, you were saying how quiet it is.
Yeah. it's quiet. Yeah. Even when it's snowing, if the wind's going, that's a different ball game. But to me, just to be able to sit in the kind of silence I think I've been craving for a long time has been massively beneficial, because I'll tell you, I am not feeling the collective as intensely on my person as I have in years past. And I think that's because I'm in such a rural area now. So for me, that's been a very important way in navigating this. And we'll get into like the nature side of things, but that's something I noticed in moving here. When the shit started hitting the fan, it doesn't, I mean, it still affects me, but it's not it's not leaking into my energetic field as much as it used to. I think that's been really important for me. How does that kind of look for you?
It's very much the same. The difference with it for me is it took me a long time to I was just reading Rose's comment. My ears keep buzzing. Oh, that's interesting. They're not ringing, they're just buzzing. That's I don't know what buzzing. I've never had buzzing. What does that usually mean? Do you know, Erin?
My body will buzz. So I do know what she means. I'm going to star that so we can go back to that.
Yeah, let's go back to that one.
Discuss that one in detail for sure. We'll go back. I've starred that, so we'll go back.
Okay. But because I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, born and raised, lived in the heart of one of the biggest cities in the country my whole life.
Yeah.
So I'm used to, like you said, traffic, helicopters, ambulances, sirens, horns honking. I'm used to that because I always lived either near a freeway or on a busy road. And my whole life, I just got used to that. Yeah. I needed that din to be able to fall asleep. When I went to Jennifer's for the first time in 97, I'd never been back here before. And she lives in a borough just north of the city. I was so creeped out by how dead quiet it was that I'm like, I hate it here. This is gross. So what did I do? I moved there a year later, but that's a different story. But now that I'm here in Raleigh, and we actually live just outside of Raleigh proper. We're about 30 miles north of Raleigh. And so it's quiet. We hear cows. I think I've mentioned this on the show before. Like, I was outside having a cigarette the one night and I heard mooing. And I'm like looking around. I fully expected a cow to be like looking over my backyard fence. But it's so quiet. Yeah. And dark. It's so freaking dark. And the roads back here, there are no like lights, like street lights that I'm used to. Like, I can't see for shit at night.
Here either. Nothing.
I'm not
driving your car and you look left, you're looking for cars and like nothing, just black.
Oh, look what Michelle said. There's a higher frequency trying to get her attention. Ooh.
Yeah, I popped that up on screen. Rose, I think that Michelle, if I'm not mistaken, that is for Rose.
Yeah, so for Rose.
Look into that.
Ooh.
Michelle will know.
Oh, never mind. Nishoba said that it was probably Joseph. So, hey, Joseph, you should have just said hi. But it took me a long time to get used to the quiet, especially because we live in such a rural area. But I get what you mean. And I love when it snows. You and I talked about this the other day when it snowed here. I love when it snows because it's like deathly quiet when it snows. Yeah.
I love that.
There's just something, I don't know. I mean, I know that like obviously the snow is absorbing like sound around you, but it's the most wild feeling to be sitting out there and like, I hear literally nothing. I don't even hear myself breathing when it's snowing.
Yeah.
I love it, but I need a background noise. So when I go to sleep at night, it's generally rain sounds on YouTube, like that black screen. I cannot sleep in silence. I'm just not used to it. 1 years in a big city.
Yeah.
Nope, can't do it. But hearing background noise and things like that, like when I meditate, I put on that frequency music that you had turned me on to. When we were doing Reiki sessions. That helps me to like channel my focus. I don't know. There's something about it. I know it's the frequency, but it just kind of like gets into my soul, and I'm like actually able to meditate and do the things I need to do.
It does what it's supposed to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So amazing about it. I mean, I do the frequency music. I think for me, this having the option to have total, because I'm the same way. I like noise when I sleep. I listen to frequency music too, or storm apps. And sometimes I need the sound because there's wind rolling outside or whatever. Because we get some pretty intense wind up here in Maine.
Oh yeah. Same thing here, which is always weird to me. Sounds like my siding is coming off.
Right. It's there's a weather vane on top of this because this is an old barn.
Right.
It's turned into a garage. And there's nights when I think the weather vane's going to come off because it's just going. But having the option to be able to step out somewhere and get nothing sound wise. And it's, I mean, I think I remember telling you, right, when Justin and I decided that we were splitting up, and this was what I wanted to do. I was like, I just need, like, my soul needs quiet. It needs solitude. It needs something that I can't get here anymore.
Yeah. Jason's comment,
oh,
really bad tonight from the Iraq War, and silence would make me. There is something about just pure silence. Like, it's one thing to like go out and sit outside when it's snowing and it's like, oh, this is so peaceful and quiet, and then be able to go back in. I'm with him. I cannot deal in silence. I just can't do it. When I'm getting ready for the show and I'm in my bathroom and I'm putting my makeup on, I'm either listening to a podcast or I'm listening to music, or when we were redoing the room, I was listening to music, or I have to constantly have something on. It's kind of like my emotional support sound all the time, because I cannot do just silence. I just can't do it. Yeah.
I don't. It's funny because I don't really either. I've usually got YouTube documentary on or something. Of course, I work at a ski resort, and the clomping of ski boots. Oh my god.
Oh really? Well, you'll love me in my boot then.
And yeah.
But just one, like a peg leg.
Like a pirate. I think for someone who is has been a self-imposed hermit for the better part of 3 years, unless I'm going to like an event, getting used to being around, I'm dealing with that collective energy, right? Lots of kids skiing. There was like a ski race today, so there were like 100 of them.
Oh, cool.
And I had a moment of freak out. I'm like, okay, I have earbuds. I wasn't working in the main lodge today. I was elsewhere. So I was able to put the earbuds in. But for me, it's not even so much the sound, but the sound causes my energetic field to overwhelm.
Oh, okay.
Weirdly. So I think, the more we do this stuff, the more we kind of find the different things that work for us. And I think COVID was my first big test. I don't know about for you, of how to navigate the collective.
No, I didn't really step into this fully until about a year in to living back here.
Okay.
So no, I was like trying to move, and I was working like 80 hours a week. We were working from home, of course, but it was still a lot. All I hear is, ooh, God.
Jason, I hear that in your voice. So for those who don't know Jason, when we were at Ohio State Reformatory at the Paracyclone this last year, Jason was Cody and Satori's, we called him Secret Service detail at the VIP party, because they had to have armed and police with them, because that was kind of at the height of all this chaos. But Jason, super sweet, super like quiet at first. It didn't take us long to break him in. But now all I can see is the sentence and hear it in his
You're
voice.
Gonna chat with us whether you want to or not.
Right. But yeah, so I know like with COVID, it was really hard, because for me, a lot of times because I kind of want to get into how the collective sort of presents for people. Like for me, it's usually weight on my chest. Like I've got like 100-pound like rock just sitting right here. Like it's hard to breathe.
Wow, really?
Feels like the walls are closing in. So that's how it presents for me. And of course it presents differently for everyone. How does that typically kind of show up for you?
It's like the air is heavy around me.
Mm-hmm.
It's very heavy around me. So it's not, I don't feel like it's necessarily a weight on me, but it feels like thick, like tar. it just like the energy just feels like hard to move through.
Like tangible.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's like very hard to move through.
Yeah.
Michelle let's pop her comment up because I think this is perfect and exactly what you needed.
That's exactly right. They say when it snows, it's actually telling your body to stop and listen to your inner self. It's actually a spiritual piece for your body to hear things you usually push to the side. Yes, I would completely agree with that. That explains it perfectly then, Michelle.
Yep. When I read it, I was like, Erin, that's you.
It's me. Yeah.
Apparently, I moved to a place where I only have to do that once a year, if that. We haven't gotten snow in 2 years. So I'm set for the next couple.
I never thought about it either. And it dawned on me the other night. I was standing outside because the sky was amazing. Because sometimes up here you can catch the Milky Way if it's clear enough, depending on where things are. But I was standing outside and it hadn't been snowing or anything. And I'm like, why is it so quiet? Like, still trying to figure out why it's so quiet. And then it dawned on me, I'm from the South. So I lived in Denver briefly, but that was in the city. So that's a whole nother level of sounds. But we have cicadas all year round, all day long, all night long. They never bother me because I grew up with them, right? So that is the true absence of sound for me is I don't hear it that even. And that's when it clicked. I'm like, oh.
That's what's missing. Yeah.
That's what's missing. All right. So for you, the air feels heavy. Does anybody, why don't we have people in the audience kind of pop up what they feel like the collective sort of sounds like or feels like or looks like for them if you're able to tap into it. If not, that's okay. That's what we're doing this for.
Yep.
And then we can get into some ways to sort of navigate it, like what works for us.
Yeah, for sure. And Mary Beth, I do want to say that yes, my son also has autism, and headphones that block out noise if he's overwhelmed was very big when he was growing up. Not so much now. Now he's got soundproof headphones on because he's a gamer. So that's changed.
Doesn't
that
work for
dynamic has switched a little
out.
for him. But yeah, when he was younger, it was the fluorescent lights of a grocery store used to really bother him, and he would have like a fit. And it never made sense until we actually got the diagnosis, but the hum of the fluorescent lights, he could not deal with them. So we started putting soundproof headphones on him, and he was perfectly fine.
It's all about adjusting and navigating.
Finding what works and what doesn't. I think with the collective energy, there's so much, there's layers to it.
Yeah.
It feels like pressure on my auric field, sometimes pulsating. Yeah, I can see that. There's layers to it, right? So like the outer layer, this is the way I see it in my mind's eye. The outer layer is just sort of like the overall, hey, Brendan, is just sort of like the collective energy. It's just like the summation of it. And then the next layer is going to be, for me, like my immediate area. So the things that are going on in the country that I live in, what's happening with that I'm feeling very intensely. And the closer it gets to me, the stronger that energy becomes. So like when it gets to me, like that outer layer of energy, that's not mine. That is my concern, my worry, my fear for the uncertainty of my loved ones. My friends and family, people that may or may not be affected by whatever is happening right now or whatever is being talked about happening right now. That is the energy that is closest to me. And then there's my energy. And my energy is sort of like, where do I start first to tackle this? I'm one person. Yeah, I'm a powerful person. And I can do a lot of things. I can see a lot of things. I can, but where do I start? I don't know. And I think you and I talked earlier this afternoon about tonight's episode. And I said, I feel like a lot of people are so overwhelmed that they can't see the forest for the trees.
Agreed.
And I think what my suggestion is, and this may not work for you or the audience or anybody watching, is just to kind of check in and be there for the folks that might be negatively impacted by whatever is going to be going on or may not be going on or what may stop or what have you. Check in on like your inner circle, lean on your inner circle. And guys, we hope, Erin and I hope, we're part of your inner circle.
Yeah.
You can come to us. You can come to the folks in this. Yeah. Ooh, that's a good way to put it.
That's a good way, yeah.
You can come to any one of us. You can come to our page. We've said it a million times. Yeah, see? We're a safe space.
Yeah.
We're a safe space. And if that's all I can do is just listen to folks. Yep, gratitude.
Well, and that's, I think you make a good point too. I mean, I've had that same question myself. And then I'm like, okay, I can't change what's happening right now. I can't, as far as big picture, right? Like as far as I can't fix the world. I mean, Jesus Christ, many have tried and failed, right? But we can do good within the communities that we are a part of. And I think that's always been the focus.
We can take care of those folks in our local area, in our communities, our friends, our family. We can, I agree.
I think that's the best place for us to start. And it's like, but it's, you know, this is something that I would assume is going to probably get worse. So then the question becomes, what other things can we do? Like, and I'm just talking energetic perspective. So we obviously have, you know, check on your people, lean on your people, call your people.
Yeah.
You know, keep that circle tight. You know, obviously we're both very lucky to have a wonderful group of friends that we are constantly in contact with each other. And so that for me is good. Check, you know, other things for me, it's harder to do right now in Maine because it's like 4 degrees outside, but the big thing for me has always been get outside. Get outside.
Yeah.
If you're somewhere more tropical, take your shoes off, go walk in the grass, walk in sand, walk on dirt. Ground your energy to energy. That's the cheapest, most accessible way to sort of step out a little bit, even if it's just for a minute. Like, it doesn't have to be long periods of time. You know,
it's always beneficial, to just remove yourself from the chaos for a little bit, be it at work, be it, you know, at your house, if it's chaos in your home, wherever. If you go to the grocery store and it just feels energetically gunky, step out, go sit in your car for a few minutes and reset. I feel like a lot of people tend to go and like, they're not protecting their energy enough. So that tells me they're not grounding and they're not sure of how to protect their energy when they go into public. And like we said, the collective energy, everybody is wired for sound. So it's going to affect us.
Yeah.
So we have to be real diligent in knowing, one, I'm not going to quit saying it, guys. I'm going to say it every episode for the rest of the time that we're doing this show. You have to know your energy. Get to know it. Sit down with it. Play with it. See how it works for you, how it works for others, when it's under attack. Get to know your energy. I'm not going to ever quit saying it. You can put that on my headstone if you want. But you also have to ground yourself and you have to protect that energy.
Yep.
It's just like any part of you that you would want to protect. If something was under attack and flying at your head and face, what are you going to do? You're going to cover your head and face to protect it. You need to be doing that with your energy too. Even if you're just running to the store. It's very important now though.
I think it's one of those things that's really kind of a base for a lot of this too, because it's hard to navigate the other stuff if you're not taking care of your own stuff. I think one of the things when I first started kind of diving into the spiritual stuff, a girl told me cleansing and grounding and protecting your energy should be as important as brushing your teeth. And that's like, oh, well, that's real damn important. So, you know, I think but you can't really do that if you don't know your own energy first. Even if you're in the process of learning it. I mean, there are, you know, I think like Mary Beth says, I don't think I know how to protect my energy very well. And it's just as I think that's probably why I do better alone. I just prefer alone. That's my general preferred state.
Suck.
But being human is hard, and there are a lot of humans.
Being human is hard, man. It is not for the weak.
It is not for the weak.
Not for the weak.
We've talked a little bit about
Jason's got a question.
Jason's got a question too. How do you get to know it? Like pay attention to it in different environments. Carrie, you want to tackle that one first?
Yeah, for sure. I always advise like my clients and things like that, my friends, to just sit by yourself in a room and just sort of suss out how you feel. Do you feel happy? Do you feel, content? Are you sad? Are you anxious? And really pay attention to that emotion. Pay attention to those emotions that you're feeling. Do they feel like you would feel? Do they feel like, or do you have something going on that would cause you to be anxious or giddy, joyous, happy, whatever?
Right.
If you do, or if you do, okay, well, you know why you feel that emotion. If you don't have a reason to be anxious or uptight or worried, then that might be something that you picked up somewhere. You might have picked up energy from somebody else in your travels that day, that week, whatever. And it's just stuck on you, not with you. It just stuck on you. So that kind of, if you sit with yourself and you kind of test out like how you're feeling, and if you have a valid reason why you're feeling that way, great. If you don't, you know that that's somebody else's energy that just kind of hitched a ride with you.
Yeah.
And then you get to, the more you do that, the more you get to know what your energy feels like for you. And like, if you are, let's take, for example, you're a veteran, you were in the Iraq war. So to me, I feel like it would just be in your nature to want to help anybody if you saw somebody that needed help out in the world.
Yeah.
That's your energy. That's your vibe. Whatever you want to call it, that's part of you. Right. If you saw somebody who needed help and you thought, well, that sucks, and don't feel like helping them, you probably know that doesn't sound like you. So that's probably coming from something else. You'll get to know your energy the longer you sit with it and acknowledge it. You've got to acknowledge it.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on all those points. I think you're absolutely right. I always called that, like if I went to Target and I was fine, and then I walked out and I got home and I was angry. Wait a minute. Nobody pissed me off between leaving my house and getting back, but now I'm ready to, stab somebody with a fork.
You got
it. I call it being sideswiped. I don't know how else to call it.
Oh, that's a good way to put it.
but think about it this way. Like this is kind of blows my mind. So if you think about it this way, Michelle can attest this too. Everybody's personal energetic field kind of extends out. Like I think it's like around 5 feet all the way around you.
Yeah.
Right? It's about I think it's a toric field, like 5 feet all the way around, above, below, around. Think of how many times in a day, if you have a job out in the public somewhere, how many times, or you're at the grocery store, how many times is somebody walking within that 5-foot radius? That is your personal energetic field.
True.
Right? Or you're at a concert, or like in my case today, 100 something kids who have ski races, teenage kids having a ski race today. Right. So, for a lot of it for me sometimes is learning how to push it out so it doesn't get in, but I know what that 5-foot radius looks like. Right. I know how it feels. So the more I am aware of, it's not like I'm counting people throughout the day, right? Because I live in Maine. I don't see a lot of people unless I'm at work. Right. But
I'm in the boondocks.
Thank God. I love it. But if I noticed today, obviously with all those people in the place, like later on tonight, I'm going to use my selenite wand. And I call that the Hoover of crystals, because you just use it as a wand over your energy field. It just sucks up all the shitty stuff you picked
Or
up.
just like whack someone on the head like a little kid that's being a punk ass. Can you do that? Do you just kind of like conk them right on the noggin? Or
well, I mean, they're good for healing. They're also good for weapons if needed.
Yep, I have them just like it. Yep.
And these are like $10 usually, $10, $15.
I'm telling you, selenite is the freaking best. I have
just don't get it wet.
Don't get it wet. It's very soft.
Then it's just nothing.
Mary Beth, teenage energy is so dramatic. That's the freaking truth.
I ended up having I'm in like this ticket booth kind of thing. It's just a corner of a room that's sort of blocked off with a window so we can lock it at night.
Oh yeah.
And I just put a shield right on there for the rest of the time, because I just like an energetic shield, just to kind of take some of the edge off. But that's how I started becoming more aware. Like Carrie said, you're paying attention to what's yours. You know what your general disposition is. You know how you generally handle things, react to things, think about things. Like, you know, kind of what your norm is. And if you don't, then it's a matter of, like you said, sitting in it, sitting in your own energy. We spend so much time externally, whether it's on the computer, it's on social media, it's on Facebook, we're at work, you've got kids, you're married, who has time to do that, and who really thinks about doing that? But that's what you have to do. Even if it's just for a couple minutes, you got to sit with your own shit, right? And figure out kind of what your baseline is. Does that make baseline? Would that be a good word for it?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I really had fun with it. Oh God, yeah. I really had fun with it, learning, like playing with my energy and seeing like what I could and couldn't do. And because my abilities, after Andrea blew my third eye open, my abilities started with psychometry. So when I called her a couple of days later and was like, what the fuck did you do to me? She was like, you're going to be fine, but don't go to the grocery store. Don't go to antique shops. Don't go to bookstores. I couldn't go anywhere that was just going to be laden with energy that was going to overwhelm me. But I did have a really good time around my house and just picking up little things that like my best friend gave me this little set of bears when she got married. I was her maid of honor, and this was one of my gifts. And when I picked it up, I saw a flash of her buying it. Yeah. So to see how my energy works for me and my abilities work for me, test it out in a space where you feel safe. That was the best advice that Andrea could have given me. Yeah. So,
and then it was immediately followed 2 days later with stop touching shit, Carrie.
Yeah. And then that lighter, that was just a lighter.
It was just a lighter.
It's just a lighter. There was nothing in the lighter that told me anything.
But it is, I mean, I think it could absolutely be fun. Like, I know my worst overload was when I went to Vegas the last time. The first time
God, I don't know how you fucking did that.
Girl, I don't either. The first time I went to Vegas was years ago. I used to work for an artist, and he took us all to Vegas. Very low key. It wasn't a lot of partying, anything like that. But I was still drinking back then. I certainly wasn't into any of this stuff. So I went back for the Paracon, and I remember the second night going on like no sleep. Thank God there were no hangovers involved, obviously. But still, we were like at a bar till 3 or 4 in the morning at this casino, getting back up at 6. So it was, I wanted to go home.
A lot.
Right. We're at the MGM, I think is where we were. And the night before, I had no problem getting an Uber, hopping in the car and going, because the killer hotel that Carrie hooked me up with out there was about a mile down off strip, which was amazing. I didn't have to deal with the dinging. It was a non-gaming hotel.
Oh God, isn't that just, that will rattle in my ears forever, even if it's on a TV show. I'm like, no, I can't.
I literally freak out. Like, if a phone on a TV show rings more than 3 times, I'm going to punch somebody in the mouth. Like, and that's part of my paralegal office brain. But anyway, so the first night, no problem. Get in the car, get in an Uber, no problem, go back home. The second night, now it had been like a 14-hour day, no sleep. My first con ever. My first meeting half the celebrities that were at this event ever. And I remember I was like, I tried to get an Uber. It was going to be an hour. Couldn't get a taxi. It was going to be an hour. So I'm walking through the casino, and I walked outside in front of the casino, and the lights are flashing and the planes are flying and the cars are honking and people are fighting and screaming. And I just sat down on the curb and cried.
Oh my God.
It was just, I had hit my point. Like, I I just had enough. And I remember I called Justin and I'm like, I don't know, I'm freaking out. And he's
People
like, what
were
do you,
throwing business cards at me with nude ladies on them, and
like
it
they're
smells like
slapping,
beer
right?
and puke.
Right. And he's like, well, I don't know. He's like, I'm, I obviously can't help you. I'm not
Oh.
there. What can I do? And I'm like, I just need to stay on the phone. I'm just going to walk back to the hotel. But it was the first time I really understood how much of an effect that energy has on me.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have an amazing grounding practice at that time. I mean, I knew what one should be, but was I using it? No. So after that trip, that's when I started being much more aware of how my energy reacts to things. It's part of the reason I had gotten out of law. Energetically, couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I had to start making some tough choices because clearly once we open this Pandora's box, you can't close it. You can't just decide to not be an empath anymore. You can't just decide to not I mean, I guess you could, but that would require, that's a whole nother show. But I didn't want to have to. I needed to learn how to navigate the environments that I was in a way that I could still function. Right.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. That's I get it. I think everybody that first, unless if you grew up with it, because I know that, one of my really close friends, him, Aaron Chris Allgood, he had it from a young kid. So he couldn't relate to it just being dropped in my lap like a ton of bricks.
Right.
So I think, but I think folks like us that do come into it later in life do have that moment where you got to get a handle on it, or it'll get a handle on you. And then you don't want that. You don't want that. I am so sorry. My foot I had surgery on is throbbing in pain. So if you could take me off screen, I'm going to just go and get something painkiller and I will be back. Okay. Absolutely. So feel free to talk amongst yourselves.
You're gonna get a big,
go ahead and talk about me. This is being recorded and I will hear everything you say.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
That bitch. No, I'm just kidding. I think she does make a really good point. And I think that navigating the spaces that you're in after you've figured out your own energy is a really important thing because, in the current environment that we're in now, whether we like it or not, it's affecting all of us. Right. And we have to be in a place where you can still go to work. You can still, do things with your kid. You can learn to navigate being a sensitive in a really chaotic environment. But just like anything else with this stuff, it takes practice. It takes time. It takes just getting used to sitting in your own energy so you know what's yours and what's not. This whole situation is a whole special kind of extra because it's coming at us from all sides. I'm hoping you guys are able to see me still because on my end, my computer is frozen in a really unattractive angle. I think my computer froze, so I'm hopping back out and we're going to hop back in. All right, I think we're back. Sorry, my computer froze, so hopefully I'm back. Okay, so it did freeze. Hopefully I am unfrozen now. Sorry about that, guys. My internet can be a little bit squirrely out here because of where my computer sits. But again, some of the things that work best for me, I think your pose is great. Is obviously the grounding. The ocean for me was one. I mean, I was at the ocean a lot. Just there's something about that sound. I think everybody has to find their own thing, right? Some people it's meditating. Some people it's being out in nature. For me, another one, I love driving. That's been a thing for me for a long time. If I've just had a day, I would just jump in the car and drive, throw on some music and just get on the road for a little bit. And I think another thing I've learned growing up, I was always considered the more social child, but I think as I've gotten older, I really realized I think I'm one of those introverted extroverts. I'm an extrovert in the right situation, but my preferred existence, I think I'm learning, is by myself, which sounds, I guess it kind of sounds sad, but I think I think one thing I've learned is there's a difference between being lonely and being alone. For me, alone is solitude. For me, alone is time to get rid of energy, a time to reserve my own energy, right? Because of course, with the world that we live in, there's no way to get away from it completely. And I know there are a lot of us who are the people that other people call when life gets tough or they're stressed out about something. And I love being that person. But I also know when I have to step out of that. And yep, Enya's music is great. I love her stuff. I have to know my boundaries are energetically, if that makes sense, right? And for me, I've learned, especially over the last like 3 or 4 years, alone is my preferred way of doing that. Let me pop this up from Jason. Sorry, I'm trying to monitor the chat and talk at the same time, and I'm usually good at multitasking, but apparently not tonight. I apparently have clairvoyant tendencies. I've had 3 instances where I saw something before it happened. Yeah, sounds about right, Jason. Sounds like you probably should talk to Miss Carrie about that stuff. So I'm going to go back through some of these and see. We really just want to toss out some different options of things you can do to navigate all this crap. The one thing I will say is I think no matter what you decide to do, because I do think it's very important, even if it's just for like a minute or 2 or 5 minutes or 10 minutes, whatever time you've got, to just do your best to kind of go within and tap into something other than this chaos that's all out here. So I am going to pop up some of these. Oh yeah, I totally froze in that completely ridiculous heads up position. That's not a winner. Okay. Mary Beth says she tries to hum something like a What a Wonderful World. That's my parents' song. I love that song. Jonathan says looking to the sky. Liz, I think your pose is great. I'm never going to live that down. Okay. Nashoba said walking. Walking was a big one for me too. Working. I thought she said walking. But on the topic of walking, walking is another great one. Bernie and I used to try to walk 3 to 4 miles every day. We're kind of off that track at the moment, obviously with the weather. But we'll get back to that. But there's something very cathartic about just walking, taking intentional steps. John, okay, so we have another one for music. Great way to release energy. Rose wants to know, does a saltwater pool work? Absolutely. Water is the best way to clear your energy real quick. Jump in a pool, jump in the tub, jump in the shower, saltwater pool, whatever you got to do. Water is one of the fastest ways to cleanse your energetic space. So yes. I already popped this one up, but Enya's music. But again, she's like frequency. She does like frequency music almost. It's sort of the sound of it to me. I've always kind of liked the sound of her music for that reason. Let's see. Oh, Carrie's back. There we go.
So what I missed?
Nothing. I'm just putting up suggestions of like things that other people do. But I just was talking about, for me, one of the, I've learned over the few years that solitude for me is very important. That's how I navigate a lot of this. Some people call it a hermit status, which is true, but it's by choice. I love it. And Tom, same thing. I love being alone. It's the only way I can survive. I get more and more like that. I love my people. I
have a small group of people that I want to hang around all the time, present company included. But otherwise.
I'm going to pop this back up for you because you were gone. I've told him to reach out to you.
Yeah, Yep. I could definitely help. Reach out to me. Give me a message.
I just wanted to show you that so I didn't space and squirrel on it later.
Yeah. People are like, hug horses, hug cats and grandkids.
Therapy.
I mean, yeah, hug your pets, hug
grandkids. Yep. Hug your people.
All of this.
Yeah, but that's the thing, like that I love about what we do is that, again, we get to learn from other people as well. But then this stuff isn't rocket science. It's, these are things that you're doing
like it
anyway.
Sometimes, though.
It does, well, especially in the beginning, because there's so many like different things, so many paths to go down, and so many options of things to read. But I think do it is being more intentional, right? It's kind of like with the meditation stuff. The more intentional you are with whatever it is that you're going to do, go outside, drive your car, hug your horses, hug your kid, whatever it is, throw some
I love to drive
behind it. Driving is one I said that's always been a go-to.
Driving. Yeah. I love to drive. I absolutely, when I go to Jennifer's, she's about 7-hour drive for me.
Mm-hmm.
Generally I'm throwing on like a paranormal podcast or true crime podcast. And I always leave like at 4:00 in the morning so I can get there, not have to go straight to bed. But man, I throw those on and I just listen. And before I know it, I'm halfway there. And then I turn music up. Man, I love to drive.
I didn't. That's people like, what? You drive to Rhode Island? How many times? I think I drove to Rhode Island.
Oh God, yeah.
4 times in the last year. And then obviously I drove to Maine. And Maine, I basically drove from St. Augustine to Bristol Rhode Island straight through. It was like, I don't know, 20 hours or something.
God, I know. I was always like, text me when you get there. Wake up. Hello, where are you? What's going on? Every trip.
Yeah, great. I've always looked at this. And it is self-care. It's mental health. But everything is energy. Literally everything is energy.
It is. Yeah.
It cannot be
destroyed.
It's only transmuted and changes forms. And that is it.
Right. Now, when I came in, you were talking about music or frequencies? What was that? Was that just like
Jonathan was talking about Enya's music. And I always, if I look back on it now, because I always liked her stuff, it was very calming, relaxing. I wonder, is tapping into frequency stuff too, because it's very much that calming kind of, stuff. That's what I was saying on that.
That's weird. I had a spot on my face. That wasn't like
weird.
It was like a weird shadow. Do you guys see anybody standing behind me? I feel like I have somebody standing behind me, but he's kind of hiding himself from me. Anybody see anything? Because I feel like I know who it is. I do too. But my father was a Cherokee Indian, so I never knew him, so I didn't grow up with it. I've just always been drawn to it for, obvious reasons. You do see movement? Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think it's Jennifer's cousin. He likes to pop in and play pranks. He's getting real used to the life in the light, which is a lot of fun.
Embracing it. Well, that means he's come a long way. I love it. All right. Does anybody have questions on this portion of things? Because if not, we can shift into a little bit about chakras if we want to go there.
Yeah. Well, real quick, I want to touch on a little bit more of stuff that to help you if you're with your uncertainty or whatever, if that is something that you're directly affected with. And I know I'm really good friends with a lot of folks in this audience tonight. And I know that they are personally affected by some of the stuff that may or may not happen in the future. Right. So one of the things that I think would be, do whatever you, my gym entertainment. Great. Thank you so much. Go to the gym for me. And message me. I'll get you taken care of. Bye, Jason. Please acknowledge that drugs aren't the way to control your inner energy. No. I agree. Nope. Don't do that.
Nope.
Don't do that.
As a recovering alcoholic, I can absolutely attest to the fact that doesn't help.
Yeah. No, I don't. Happy birthday, Jason. Is it his birthday?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think it popped up on my Facebook thing today.
Oh, that's the only way I remember birthdays. But yeah, no, drugs are not the way. They're never the answer. No. If you need medication to help you with your anxiety and things like that, okay, sure, fine. But as far as recreational stuff or, whatever, I don't recommend doing that. But also I don't study that. I don't study the effects of things like ayahuasca or anything like that. I don't know anything about that.
Well, I think it's different when you're recreational is one thing. But if you're doing, because I've got a lot of friends who have done ayahuasca, they're under care.
Yes, that was going to be do you with a professional.
Right. If you're doing psychedelics, some people are doing microdosing that if it's under some, that's all good. But we're talking, no blowing lines to deal with,
Right. Yeah. This is way above our pay grade. We don't. Yeah. Not at all.
But yeah, drugs. And honestly, I know for me, when I I started any of this. I've been sober 9 years and some change.
Woo woo.
I couldn't have gotten into this stuff if I hadn't gotten sober first. And that's just for me personally. I can't speak to everybody. Everybody's journey is different, but I can absolutely say without a doubt that drugs, recreational, like hardcore, any of that stuff, not going to help you at all in this.
No,
situation.
it's not. It's just going to make the chaos worse.
Louder.
Yeah. But certainly whatever makes you feel like, Serene Pauline, just do it. If it like channel all of that anxiety or that anger or that fear into creating things like art or like, we have so many people in our Facebook page that are blindingly talented.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like create something, be creative. If you draw, you don't have to be good at something, but just pour that into creating something.
Find a hobby.
Something that you might like even if it's just that color by number thing. My best friend Jennifer, it's downstairs, but my best friend Jennifer bought me a color by number book of
Nice.
It's Taylor Swift. Because I'm a huge Swiftie.
Yeah.
She knows it. So for Christmas, she bought me a color by number Taylor Swift coloring book. And quite honestly, it really does help. There's something cathartic about just coloring and creating something, even if it's just that. Or, like Erin said, go for a walk, be in nature, things like that. It's to help you kind of feel like you've got control over something.
Yeah, agreed. And don't watch the news 24 hours a day. Turn that shit off. Now, it's one thing to
telling my mother that.
Right. And Andrea had that discussion. I mean, Andrea literally they would have the news on 24 hours a day. Asleep, awake, traveling, not traveling. All the time. And she's finally, over the last, 6-8 months, decided to shut that shit off. So she's like, she still gets her fix at night. Because she's very much into,
it's important to know what's going on in the world, but there is such a thing as too much.
Right. Because again, that is negative energy. There's nothing good in the news anymore. And you're just
except for the pandas at the DC Zoo. That was about it. And now I want a panda bear. So
Fiona the hippo or whatever.
Let me know.
Right. But that's just constant because it's energy. And it's still, even if you're not really paying attention, kind of like frequency music. If you turn frequency music on when you go to sleep, you still get the benefit of it, right? Because it's frequency, your body recognizes that whether you're asleep or awake. Same if you're watching the news. It's just constant negative. So now you're sitting in that and the collective and your own stuff.
And you're and you're subconscious. And it's like I fall asleep to true crime documentaries just about every night. I don't have weird dreams as a result. Right. And I don't ever wake up just like convinced somebody is going to break into my home and kill me, but it isn't good to do that. See, look, my mother watches too much CNN. Yep. Oh my God.
Listens to her downfall.
Yeah.
I mean, the news is it's so bad. And I'm not saying be uninformed, but it doesn't have to be a 24-hour stream in your ear constantly all the time. Be selective about where you're, when you're watching it. Make smaller bites. Like it doesn't have to be constant. But that's one I think we forget.
Yeah.
Which is the easiest one to shut that shit off for a while.
Yeah.
I would have to eat you off, and that's pretty funny.
Okay, well, that's kind of facts too.
Speaking of mama,
hi, mommy. I'm sorry, Mom. I was telling everybody how you watch CNN too much, in my opinion. So sorry.
But I think a lot of people do, and I understand it. Like I get that there's this need to be informed, but let's be honest, the news is just regurgitating the same shit every half an hour to an hour anyway.
It is, and that's kind of the thing. Like we'll sit and watch the news together in the morning, have a cup of coffee, but it's like, so-and-so shows 2 hours and then so-and-so shows an hour after that. And it's just the same exact stuff over and over and over again. They just have different guests talking about it. 100%. And it gets to be too much. And so she'll turn it off and she'll like, we'll watch Mike and Molly, or we'll watch Friends, or we'll watch, whatever, or, we'll watch Bones. And we are a big fan of the true crime in this house. My mom, you're entitled to your opinion. She's probably like, even though it's wrong. Writing and watching out for, yeah.
And that's the thing, like, this doesn't have to be all metaphysical. It can be, I mean, for me lately, I've been diving into a lot of like stories about, there's this girl I follow on Instagram, Eva Zubek. She's a overlander, and she travels alone. She travels all over the world. She just did a Nat Geo show, but her perspective on life is what I really love.
Yeah.
And I binging her channel for like 3 days straight. Watched her travel all over the place, but her perspective on life is something I very much resonate with. So that's kind of the rabbit hole I'm in. So I'll fall down these, like, I haven't been reading much lately. I've got great books I need to read, but I kind of have to get into a mojo for reading.
I need time to read, and you would think that I would have it now that I'm kind of like stuck in my house. I can't drive till the end of February, but no, I mean, I've got stuff and things. I own 2 companies. I have a lot to do. Even if see, Mom loves your hair.
I don't even know what I did with it, but thank you.
I've always loved Erin's hair. It's so thick and lush and shiny. I'm like, God, I wish I had your hair.
Mine's a mess.
So do things like this. Yeah. Like watch, if you're obsessed with the Mothman, that's great.
Dive into
find everything that you love and just live in it. I have on my phone, on my iTunes, I have a playlist of songs that I call High Vibes. And it's music that when it comes on, I just love to dance and jam and sing. It makes me so happy. And it's everything from like Dolly Parton to Quiet Riot. I have the whole gamut. And whenever I'm bummed out or whatever, I turn on my High Vibes playlist, and man, does it work. When I'm cleaning the kitchen, when I'm cleaning my room, I always listen to it. So do things that
light you up.
Yes, that light you up, that make your heart feel light and fluttery and amazing. And if you're struggling, right? Yes, Quiet Riot. Come on, feel the noise. Sorry, I got excited too.
I love it.
And if you're struggling with that, reach out to one of us. We're always here. Not just me and Erin. Reach out to the friends you've made in the group.
People, yeah.
Reach out to, we're all here for each other. Can we make your lives easier and fix all of your problems? No, we absolutely cannot. We can't
fix our own half the time.
Girl, facts. But we can be there for you. And there's a lot of comfort and joy that can be injected into you and raise your vibration, just knowing you have somebody that will listen to you.
Bingo.
Or maybe just sit with you in the silence and hold your hand.
Yeah.
Do that. Reach out. And it's that way that we will be able to lift and raise the vibration of the collective energy. That's how we can do that.
100% agree. Because if we don't have each other, then we don't really have much else. And it's hard enough to be human as it is. And it's even harder to be human when you don't have some sort of, community. And we have that here. So we need each other now more than ever. And we definitely need to take advantage of that. But definitely try some of these different things. If you think of anything wild and crazy or something we hadn't thought of or something that wasn't mentioned in here, put it in the chat. Bernie's coming to say hello.
Hi, Bernie. Reach out to Bernie. Bernie will help you out. He'll just squeak away.
Bernie's a little TV static as far as.
No.
Bernie,
listen, I've got things to say.
Go get your toy.
Put me on camera. I have advice.
He's been good the last couple of trips. He does this. He's destroyed these toys. There's like nothing.
Oh my God. Jennifer bought my dogs Christmas toys, and Jennifer and I never send each other our Christmas presents on time. It's always like January or February. One time she got her Christmas presents from me in April, but we just got her Christmas presents, and she bought my dogs. I have three dog toys. And Tater is really the only dog that plays with them. Oh my God. They're already missing ears. Their scarves have been chewed off. One's missing a foot. And Tater got sick the other day and started throwing up dog toy parts. I was like, well, there's the elf's left ear. Oh, look, there's his right ear.
At least they came out.
Oh, giddy. Find a dog or a horse or a cow or whatever to give you kisses. You cannot be mad when
can't go wrong.
A loving animal gives you a kiss.
He just is antsy-pantsy.
Yeah, he does. He destroys them. Yeah.
Yes, he does destroy them. He likes to take all the stuffing out of it. This is another one, and it's the same toy, but there's
God. You know what? For a while, we quit buying toys with fluff because it was just, we call them fluffikers. Just an utter massacre, and it was just cotton batting everywhere.
I'm going to get him some peanut butter. Give me a quick second. You don't have to. Yeah.
Okay, now we're going to talk about Erin because she's a real twat waffle.
She's a real you-know-what.
What Corey says. No, I'm kidding. Isn't he cute, Mom? We got to steal Bean. And his name is, well, it's Bernie, but we call him Bean. So I heard Erin say that we were going to talk about chakras. And we are going to touch on that tonight and just kind of do like a general overview of chakras. We do have a plan to get more in depth with them, but that's not tonight. So we wanted to just kind of talk to you guys. Most of you know what your chakras are, right? And where they are. Do we know? Yes, no? Do we want to go do a quick overview of how there's 7 of them? There's actually 10. Yep. Well, actually there's
actually 1,500 of them, but
there's actually 1 million chakras and every single cell in your body.
So many. There are 7. I actually pulled up I uploaded a chart of the main ones.
Yes, there are 7. There are 10, and then we're going just to talk about the 7.
No, but you're right.
Because there are like a lot. There's chakras all over your body, but the main are the 7. So Joseph doesn't know what his are. So let's just kind of go through it real quick.
All right. So chakras are energy centers in the system in your body, right? Mm-hmm. They have been doing healing of chakras for God long. And the
chakra is the Sanskrit word for wheel.
Wheel, right. My brain, you saw my brain just go.
I saw that wheel kind of get jammed.
So I'm going to show you guys this, and this is, I literally pulled out my Reiki course stuff today because I wanted this chart, and it's a simple chart, but this is basically will give you the general main 7 chakras. Yes. So starting at the base, it gives you the color, is the root chakra, which is basically like your oldest chakra. That's basically
it's at your tailbone.
Yep, sits right there. And it's basically kind of like the seat of all your like physical needs. It's like your most primal chakra.
Yeah. Like where you come from, how you're grounded, that kind of thing.
Right. The second one is the sacral chakra, which is orange.
Just under your belly button.
Yep. And that is mostly responsible for reproduction, sexuality, creativity.
Mm-hmm.
Third is the solar plexus chakra.
Right above your belly button.
Right around your belly button. And it is the seat of personal power and willpower. Now we can go into details about this and we'll do that in another show, but just to give you guys kind of the basics.
I was saying hi to Ken.
Our boss has arrived. We have to be back on our best behavior. Our 4th chakra is the heart chakra. And we know what that is. Compassion, love, relationships. Yeah. The 5th is our throat chakra, which is blue. And that is where I usually find people have the most trouble, is in their throat chakra.
Me too, because it's the heart of communication.
Using your voice, speaking and your truth and all that good stuff. Yeah. The one in between our eyebrows here is our third eye. Represented by either deep violet or indigo. That is going to basically be our intuition, wisdom, enlightenment, the things that we tap into, also conveniently close to the pineal gland in the brain. which is also will be part of that much more in-depth
That
conversation.
more in-depth show, yeah.
And then the 7th is our crown chakra, which is right on the top of your head. So like when I do meditations with people, like the one I did on here, I'm calling in the energy to start in your crown chakra, which is up here. And then you got your soul star, and then they kind of go up from there.
Yeah, the soul chakra is my favorite. It's just beautiful and glittery and sparkly and bright, and I love it.
It's such a good one.
It is such a good one.
Let's give Ken all the love, because Ken's getting all the comment love right now, which I love.
He is, yeah. Yo, Ken's up.
Ken's the shit.
Except you and me, we were like,
we're like his unruly kids.
Do either of you ladies follow astrology at all? I don't, but I don't one of my best friends, Zach, it does, and he's really turning me onto it. I'm an Aquarius, and everything. I do know that everything about Aquarius is me. Like I am. That's me. And I think Aaron can attest to, like, Aquarius don't give a fuck. They'll say what they want to say when they want to say it. So yeah, I'm very much an Aquarius. Beyond that, I don't know. I definitely do want to study it more, though. I think it's fascinating.
It's fast, and like our friend Moon Girl, it was
beautiful. I love her.
Incredibly gifted reader of astrology. She's also into some really cool, like old school divination techniques. You know, tea leaves and bone reading.
Cool.
Really old school, cool stuff. So if you're not following her on Facebook, Moon Girl, she's really amazing, and her astrological readings are awesome. But I think you either resonate with some things and some you don't, but I think that's because we can't all, like, we're all gifted in different ways. Like we all have a different lane. I love when
that's very true. Things. I like that. That's put very succinctly. That's put very well. We all have a different lane. I like that.
Right. Like and not everything resonates. Like I tried to take a tarot class. It didn't resonate. I do find it fascinating, but it's not my thing. I love watching people give readings. I love having stuff read, but like it's not my thing. Right. It doesn't mean it's not interesting to me.
Right. And of course, we're all drawn to things we're supposed to be drawn to.
Right.
We're all drawn to, like, for example, me, I'm a certified chakra healer because that's the modality and that's the discipline and the method of healing that I was drawn to. I was drawn to learn how to read the Akashic records. So that's something that I can do now for folks, because that was something that I was drawn to. But Zach, man, his interests just they are everywhere. He is so interested in like everything, like Hecate and the Morgan and astrology and numerology and sound baths and this and that. And he's taking classes on Udemy with me, and he's just taking all of them. And I'm like, I have 6 to your 394, but that's great.
Yeah.
I don't have the focus or the like mental capacity to retain information from 394 classes. Like I just don't. But some of that stuff is also, like you said, it just doesn't, it's not that it's not interesting to me. I'm just not interested enough to study it and put that into my daily life.
Yeah. Like well, and I think too, some things are more innate to us than others. Like energy for me is what's the most natural, that makes the most sense to me.
Yeah. And you're so good at it. My God.
Some people, for you, it's, the psychometry and tapping into spirit. And, for Zach, it's astrology. But that's what makes this such a cool group of people, because everybody does a little bit of a lot of things and everybody's got a different focus. But as far as chakras go, those are the main 7. And like I said, we'll do a deep dive. And I know most people are kind of familiar with the basics on that. And if they're not, we'll give you a whole crash course on that. But I think what we wanted to talk about too with that was focusing on, like, Carrie had asked me, how do I recognize kind of a block chakra, or how can I tell like when a chakra's off? If I'm working on somebody, I either see it, especially if I'm doing something via distance. And even if I'm doing distance with my hands, my hand will get hot on the chakra I'm working on.
Yeah.
Like almost like taking the temperature of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so one of the ways I learned to clear them, and I haven't done this with a meditation in a while, and I probably should get back to it. If we operate on the pretense that chakras are wheels, you can, if you're meditating, and you can do this in a couple of minutes. Tom can probably attest to this too. If you kind of visualize the 7 chakras as actual water wheels,
Yep.
Right. Chakra systems get blocked very easily because you think about it. If they're all spinning the way that they should,
and they should be, they all should be spinning.
All spin
with same speed. It should be very like methodical.
Right. Because if you picture source energy as the water that runs through them, they should all run the same speed. They should all, but if you have one that starts to back up, then they're all going to start to back up. You're going to start having changes in different places. You're going to start having different effects. Sickness comes up, anyway, that's like I said, whole other show. But one of the things you can do if you're meditating.
I'm excited about it. I'm like, let's get into it.
I know. And I haven't talked chakras in so long. I kind of forget like how much fun it is.
But it's so fun. It's amazing.
I think one of the things that I learned is if you are sitting in meditation and you're visualizing your chakra system, even if it's just those 7 pretty colors, because that's all I used to know about this stuff 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
Visualize them as water wheels, and then visualize through that top one, your crown chakra, that source energy coming in. For me, it's usually gold or blue, depending on what I'm doing.
Right. Yeah.
Visualize me too. It coming through in your crown and starting to work its way down through each chakra system. And as it's happening, if the wheel's stuck, as the source energy moves through it, you can kind of visualize it either getting, like, sometimes to me, the chakras will glow brighter as they're clearing out.
Oh, cool.
Or that they start to get back online. Like they're starting to spin again as the source energy moves through it. And then you go to the next one and you go to the next one.
Because it's clearing out that gunk.
Yeah. Almost like a water system would be, right?
Yep.
And then sort of visualize them as shiny, bright, and clean at the end of it.
And you will feel it too. Like you will feel, because the chakras don't just like affect your mood or your energy or whatever, like they will affect your physical body. So if like you're having a problem with like your sacral chakra, maybe you are having digestive issues. Or maybe, things like that, whichever chakra you're feeling is, image of my grandson with water wheels. Love it. So you will feel it physically in your body, as well as feeling like, I use selenite and go counterclockwise. They call it flossing. That's cool. The way I envision it is I take the deep breaths, like when we meditate, like deep breath in, hold for 5 seconds, blow it out. I'm envisioning that gold light, but it's a white light with gold ribbons running through it, but it's smoke. And I envision it going into the chakra. And then when I blow out, I am blowing out the gunk and it's gray. So I just keep doing that over and over until what I blow out is white smoke. And then I know the chakra's cleared. So it's gonna be different for all of you. But it's important that you have the basis or like a baseline of how to clear it on your own. Now, there are people like me that are certified chakra healers that I actually go to my friend Tara when I just cannot clear a block. I just can't do it because sometimes you need some outside help. So that's what I am certified in, is chakra healing and balancing when it's just something that you just can't do on your own. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being like, you know what, this is like a boulder inside. I can't get rid of this. Right. And I need either somebody to pair their energy with mine and together we can do it, or somebody that is, maybe has a little bit stronger energy for whatever this issue is. It can always be cleared though. That's important to know. Yep. It can always be cleared.
Always.
So, yeah.
And I think that's a good start for the chakra discussion, because I do think you're right. I think we need to have a full-blown in-depth.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because it is a fun deep dive, and because there's so much to learn about that system and the amount of importance it plays in both your physical and mental health when that energetic system is off or aligned. What a big difference it make. So we'll have to do that next go around.
Yeah, we've got a lot, guys. Like, she's not wrong. Like, I have like this whole list, and it was something that we talked about, And I'm sitting outside and I was like, oh, we could talk about this and this and this. And then called Erin and then she was like, oh, add this and this. We have a whole list. But yeah, chakras is definitely on there. We want to talk about auras. And this actually, I think, Erin, I don't think I'm stepping out of line by saying that the aura episode, that might be something that the audience runs, because you and I are admittedly don't know a lot about them. So that might be something that the audience is like, hey, teaches us and everybody else.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out what that.
Yeah, I kind of like that idea. But yeah, we want to talk about like higher powers and the galactic family and dreams and the Akashic records. And we have a lot of stuff. And if you guys have some ideas for us too, as to what to talk about, maybe, you know, astrology.
Send them to us.
Yeah, maybe that's something that we should like just kind of brush up on and have a little conversation about. But otherwise, do you guys have, that's pretty much all we're going to cover with chakras. Do you guys have any questions for us about them?
I haven't seen any come up yet. While we're at it, while people are thinking on that, I can throw up my funny meme of the word.
Yeah.
Find it.
Oh yeah, let me get our sweary affirmation.
So that's my funny meme for the week. When your chakras get aligned and you feel reconnected with the universe. Good old Clark Griswold. I know it's ridiculous, but I love it.
It actually is perfect. Crap, where did I put that? I meant to put it close to me so that we had it every week. I think it's in this drawer.
I don't know.
I don't know. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. I'm not going far. You can hear me, but
we always try to be so organized, and then we just deliver the train wreck every 2 weeks. It's great.
Yeah, here in my just as an idea, in my filing cabinet is my Palo Santo stick.
Because why not?
Because why not?
Why not? Well, why don't I pull one from the Oracle deck?
Yeah, I guess you're gonna have to, because I don't. Where the hell is that thing? Okay, I don't know. You know what? Instead, what I'm gonna do, she'll pull from the Oracle bag, and I'm gonna show everybody my Marie Laveau doll.
Ooh, look at her!
Isn't she beautiful? I got her at the Myrtles Plantation. She's actually made from the one of the branches of the crepe myrtle tree.
Oh, I love it.
I know.
All right. So when I pull these,
I was just rearranging my office, and I was like, I'm putting you on the desk.
I love her.
I love her.
I always just ask the one question of what does my soul need today. So I guess we're gonna ask what are our collective.
Hey, what is the collective energy need today? Let's do it. Okay.
We're pulling our first one.
Thanks.
We're just gonna pull one. Weight of the world. Oh, it's hard to see.
Whoa, dude, that is so on point.
This deck, man, I'm telling you. Let me hold on. Let me find it in my book. Hold on. Weight of the world. Weight of the world.
Yeah, they really are cool.
Okay.
Yeah, guys, while she's looking it up, if you haven't subscribed to Dead Air, please do and hit the like button. They're so close to, what is it, 5,000?
5,000, so close.
Let's get subscribed.
Share it out there.
Like, notifications.
Yes. All right, weight of the world. Boundaries. Let it go. Not yours to carry. You don't need to carry it all. You're no good to anyone if you're running on empty and bogged down by the weight of the world.
True.
This card is a reminder to look after your own well-being before anyone else's. To stop carrying the world's problems on your shoulder, to put on your own oxygen mask first. In these times, it's hard not to feel overwhelmed by the state of the planet. However, you can't take on its problems from a place of energetic depletion. This freaking deck. Oh my God.
Wow, that is so freaking on point.
This card is thanking you for caring so much. You want to build a better world and ease the road for others, and that's incredible. But the way you've been doing so is likely unsustainable. This isn't to say you should switch off to the world's problems and become unconscious. Rather, it's a call to establish clear boundaries so you're not constantly taken out energetically. The planet needs you to be healthy, both physically and emotionally. So instead of digesting the news, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh my
or
God.
reaching for your phone as soon as you wake up, show up first to a nourishing practice such as meditation, soul inquiry, deep breathing, or exercising in nature. Once you're in a state of grace and your inner well is full, you can face the day, the state of the world, and care for others. And at the day's end, take an energetic shower by emptying out anything that's not yours to carry. You can pick it up again the next morning if you choose, but give yourself time and space to rejuvenate and rest. This freaking deck, man, never.
I'm telling you, where did you get that?
I bought it. My first mentor had it, and I loved it. So I think I ordered it on Amazon. It's the Starseed Oracle, Rebecca Campbell. A lot of people are probably familiar with Rebecca
Starseed.
Campbell.
I'm really getting drawn to Starseeds.
Yep.
I came across something and did this like little thing. I don't know if those quizzes work or whatever. That said I'm Andromedan, and I was like, really? What is that?
That one was
amazing.
I haven't pulled from this deck in months, and it's like you know what? I used to pull with Marie all the time.
Really?
We always pulled was this one.
That's a beautiful box too. But what it said is true. It absolutely said is true.
Everything
like,
we touched on.
You what is that saying? Like you can't others can't drink from your well if it's empty. Like you have to, what is that saying?
Pour from an empty cup.
Yeah, you can't pour from an empty cup. You have to take care of yourself. Yeah. And if you struggle with it, again, we're here for you. But that's how we can raise the energy of the collective.
Yep.
One starfish at a time, and start with you. You're a starfish. Yep. Start with yourself.
100% agree.
And then move outward, doing what you can do. Can we change the world? Yes, I think we can.
But it starts
tomorrow? No, but we absolutely can. We can protect each other.
Yeah.
We can be there for each other if the ways of the world are turning against us, or if what is that other saying, like high tides raise all boats?
Yeah
we can do that for you.
We can.
Mary Beth Bandit is doing fairly well so far as I can tell. He will have it. Is this my love?
Yes.
Oh,
it is. Yep.
Okay.
Love it.
Yes, it's amazing.
I think
wait, we have some starred comments that we haven't touched on.
We'll do those real quick because
okay. We did cover Rose. We covered her.
We covered Rose.
We'll address that. Mary Beth said hug a tree again. Yeah,
saw that.
Do what you want.
And this one, meditate. Shobha, meditate and draw it in when you feel this blinding white light beaming up from you. Well, that's pentacle energy. I don't have to look that up, but I like it.
Shut up. Sorry.
I like it.
Yeah. Good. So I think that's our show tonight, guys. As usual, if you have any questions, pop them into the Well That Was Weird Facebook group page. You can also message us. And you know what, Aaron, we need to have a conversation off camera. Okay. But our next show is right before Valentine's Day.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah.
We'll come up with something fun.
It's going to be really, really fun. Mary Beth, you're welcome. Joseph, thank you so very much. We hope this helped you guys. We hope it helps. We hope every show helps you guys. We hope you had fun. Yeah, we love you. Aaron and I look forward to doing this every single week. We have to, take a week off because Cody and Satori have to, do their thing, which by the freaking way, if you guys aren't watching Cody and Satori show on alternate Thursdays, you really are missing out. That is some good stuff. That is a good time. They're so freaking funny.
And then we got Dead Air on Sunday nights at 8, and then
and don't forget Extremely Strange. He's been covering some amazing stuff. I think the Sally House is the most recent one.
Yeah, we got a fun one coming up on that too. So on that note, we love you guys. Thanks for joining us as always, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
Yay! All right, bye guys.
Bye.
Love you.